Garchomp EX is taking the meta by storm right now, and the deck is super fun, so even more reason to play it. Stick around to see the deck in action. Paired with Rampardos, this deck allows you to get so many quick wins if you manage to pull off a turn 2 rare candy play. The deck does well versus Oricorio decks because you can completely bypass him with your 50 damage Garchomp attack, and also because Cranidos and Rampardos both one-shot that little guy. The deck is surprisingly consistent because you're always guaranteed to start with Gible, and with Iono, you have so many ways to get your combo going early. I chose to run the Fighting Gible because of its super effectiveness versus Oricorio, and it's been working well for me, but some people do like to run the Dragon Gible just to remove the weakness versus grass types. And to top it all off, you can run 2 Lily for an absolute absurd amount of healing, since both Pokemon are stage 2, and even 1 Lily is enough to completely swing the game in your favour. During the gameplay of this video, I over-explain my every decision, so hopefully you can learn some stuff from that. Now let's jump into the gameplay. Going second against a Steel matchup pretty much has to be Skarmory, well, a Solgaleo deck. They like to pair it with Skarmory, but I have seen some people running different variants like Escavalier. Hopefully I'm not butchering that card's name. So he's forced to start Cosmog, which is not ideal for him. They would much prefer Skarmory. But I do think I am at an advantage right now. I just need to pick up Rare Candy and I'm already coming down with Garchomp next turn. I'll have 2 turns to pick up. Okay. I'm just trying to think if the 20 damage matters. But in a world where he doesn't evolve next turn, the 20 damage is important because it allows me to finish off. I think I am going to push the 20 damage. I think it matters a lot. I am just going to play a Giant's Cape on the very, very slim off chance that he's running Leaf or X Speed and he has Skarmory. I know it sounds really unlikely that he's ever going to have that, but I don't see a reason not to play around it right now. I think based on the start, I'm pretty comfortable in this game, so I'm happy to just replace the cape like that. So he has Rare Candy into Solgaleo, but he can't quite attack this turn. So I'm going to be on 170 currently. If I attack again, I'm on 130. So as long as he isn't running Red or Red or Giovanni, I should be above the one-shot threshold of the 120. And I also have double Lily in hand, so I should feel pretty comfortable in this game right now. The Lily is going to keep me full health pretty much all the time. Sadly, my 50 damage isn't bringing him below 100 though. Oh, but then if he attacks, he'll fall below 100, won't he? Yes. So if I attack, I fall to 150. So yeah, I don't need to use a Lily right now. He's never putting me at risk of 120 damage ever. I haven't really seen them running healing in this deck, so I'm not too worried about healing. At most, maybe they fit in 1 potion, which would screw me a lot right now, but I don't think he has any healing. So the Lily's actually really important here because he's putting me to 30. I'll attack into the Rocky Helmet and fall to 10. This Lily brings me back to 70. Which is above the threshold that Skarmory can do. I actually prefer this card art over the immersive one. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me or if you think the immersive is better. I really do think that this one is better. But yeah, we've taken down the Solgaleo, and I'm not really sure. I guess if he has second Solgaleo, he can still have a chance in this game. So he does have a tool, okay. That doesn't bring him above 100 though, so I'm finishing him off next turn. Kind of disrespectful to not concede, considering he's basically praying I forget how to press buttons, and he finally concedes. GG. I'm going second into a fire matchup. I'm going to assume it's a Charizard deck. He could be running it with Incineroar. He could be running it with Turtonator. I even saw someone trying to pair Salazzle with Charizard deck yesterday. So there's definitely a lot of options it could be. It could even just be Charizard by itself. Some people like to run that variant. So I haven't seen this variant, so it's Houndoom. Charizard Houndoom. Not really too much for me to do right now. I'm just going to push 20. I'm basically praying he doesn't have Rare Candy into Charizard right now. Let's see what happens though. Garchomp can tank one hit from the 150, so... Okay, so the Iono actually helps me a lot. I'll have to say thank you for that. And I do have the Rare Candy into Garchomp now. So if he doesn't have a way of healing above 50, I'm already taking down his Charmander next turn. Yep, and it looks like we're taking down the Charmander already. That's how aggressive this deck is. Super aggressive. Rare Candies completely changed the game. I love that a card like Garchomp EX is now allowed to be meta because of Rare Candy. So let's see. I'm thinking about if I want to hold the Gible in hand or not, because I do have Pokemon Communication, so I could potentially use this to find Cranidos at a later point. I'm just going to hold it for now. Now he's relying on Houndoom to carry the game. I think it has a 2 energy attack, which does 60, I think. I don't think that's going to cut it for him though, and he does opt to concede the second his Charmander dies. GG. Really quick game. Going second against a water matchup. My first assumption is that it's probably a Snorlax Greninja deck. Okay, but he's actually shocked me, and it's actually a Starmie EX deck. Well, I'm assuming Starmie EX. It could be Baby Starmie. I wonder what he's pairing this with. Maybe Articuno EX, maybe... So it wouldn't be Wishy-Washy. So he's playing a Golduck deck. I don't think I've ever actually seen Golduck be played. He's from the first set, right, and... Pretty useless card. Let's see if he's cooked up anything nice. I know that with the new set there was the fishing net that was added, which allows you to bring back water Pokemon from the discard pile, so... Maybe he's trying some fishing net shenanigans. But yeah, I have Rare Candy and Garchomp coming down next turn, so... He's going to need a really good answer to stay in this game. We just have the Golduck. So it does 70 for 2 energy. And it's a 1 prizer, so I'm going to have to go through multiple 1 prizes. It would be really funny if he was actually running Baby Starmie and not Starmie EX. But he is running Palkia EX as well. Oh no, not the Misty Heads. Okay, so thankfully he only gets 1. Imagine he's going to go to 2 now. Wait, is he trying to push 30 onto... Okay, so he's going to start pushing 30. So the main thing I'm worried about right now is healing. Because I'm currently putting him to exactly 100, and any healing would bring him above the 100 threshold. But I do need to focus all my damage onto the Palkia here. No Fossil is really sad. So yeah, any sort of healing allows him to beat me here. Whether that be Irida, Giant's Cape, Ocean, anything, even 10 healing, even Grass Shaman would allow him to get above the 100 threshold. And he does have Irida, so it looks like he's going to beat me. So he's putting me to 130. So I'm going to need to top deck one of my 2 Lilies to get above the 150 threshold. So let's see if I top deck Lily. Okay, I don't. So I could potentially Cyrus in the Staryu to buy 1 turn. That's going to have to be my play. So I'm basically praying that he doesn't have... Let's see, I am just going to Pokemon Communication away 1 Rampardos. Just so maybe I can find Gibble and build up for a second Garchomp, maybe. Okay, so I get Cranidos. Once again, I'm going to bring this guy below 100. But the main thing I'm trying to do here is buy time for Lily, because I don't run a second Cyrus, so I'm basically going to have to heal up. And he runs even X speed. So this guy does come out on top with his wacky Palkia, Golduck, Starmie deck. It's always nice getting beaten by interesting decks that people have cooked up. Like, I'm genuinely running one of the top meta decks right now, and he shut me down completely with a nice homebrew deck. You would never catch me playing this deck though. But a nice game, GG. Going second against a fire matchup. Most likely some sort of Charizard deck. So it looks like it is. People are pairing this with a lot of different things right now. For example, I've seen Turtonator, I've seen Incineroar, I've seen Salazzle, I've seen Houndoom. People are definitely cooking. Even just Charizard by himself works. From experience, I'd probably say that this matchup is probably 50-50 depending on who gets their evolution down first. And at the moment, it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting Garchomp down. I have 2 turns to pick up Rare Candy. Nothing to really do now. I am going to hold on to the communication for now. No real reason to play it. Now we come down to the scary turn 2 where we're just praying that he doesn't have Rare Candy into Charizard. Potion, okay. And he doesn't have Rare Candy into Charizard. Seems like he also doesn't have Charmeleon. Although he could have Charmeleon and he's just setting my Gibble down to 40 so that the Charmeleon that does 40 for 2 energy can finish me off next turn. Nothing I can really do about that though. I'm hoping for Rare Candy right now. I don't hit it. I probably am going to communication for try and find my second Gibble now. Because there is, although I do have the Giant's Cape actually now that I think about it, so I'm not too scared of the 40 damage. But I managed to pick up Gabite, so now I can evolve. So I do have Garchomp coming down next turn. Is there any reason to place the Cape now? Not really, no. I'm going to hold on to it just in case he plays Iono, so that I have more chance to draw my Garchomp back. Or maybe research, something along those lines. I don't need the Giant's Cape right now. He can never do 60 for Gabite. Yeah, this game's looking really good now. So as long as he doesn't have Rare Candy Charizard for the back Charmander, this game should be in the bag. I even have Lily to heal up a little bit. Double Lily, okay, that's huge. So now I'm getting my Garchomp above 150, so even if he does get Rare Candy into Charizard on the back, he's never one-shotting my Garchomp anyway. Boom. So cool how in this current meta you can use Garchomp to just completely solo games. You even have the Rampardos. To be honest, I barely ever get the Rampardos down. Maybe I'm just unlucky like that with the fossils, but wait, this guy's running electric and fire energy. What on earth? What on earth? Maybe he's teched an Oricorio into his deck and forgot to remove the electric energy. So he did end up playing Iono. What has fire and electric energy? So yep, it's Oricorio. Of course it is. Now he's going to retreat and I can just, well, I guess I can just keep sniping Charmander for the time being while building up for Cranidos to one-shot this guy. Yeah, this game's in the bag. My priority is going to be killing the Charmander so that he has no more threats in the game. And once there's no risk of Charizard ever coming down, then I will be able to finish off the Oricorio with Rampardos, or even Cranidos one-shots it. Oh no. Oh no, maybe I spoke too soon. Wait, what? What am I missing? I guess he didn't have enough energy to attack. So yeah. Luckily I got a bit too scared there, but... So yeah, I only need to evolve to Cranidos here because I am super effective against him. And I don't want to bother taking 50 damage onto my Rampardos. Yeah, that Sabrina really scared me for a second there. For some reason I thought he was doing his 50 damage. Okay, so he didn't find Rare Candy Charizard and he opts to concede. GG. Going first into a fighting deck. So most likely it's probably a mirror matchup. However, it could be... So it looks like it is Lucario, Rampardos, Marshadow, the standard deck. I have a pretty decent hand, all things considered. Next turn I'm coming down with Garchomp and already starting to push 50 damage. The reason I play both fossils on the board is just in case he comes down with Sabrina and puts 20 damage with Riley onto one of the fossils. I want to be able to discard that so that I can get my Gill back in. But even though it would be nice to hold it in hand for like an extra card for Iono, I think it is correct to place them both down, and I can just... That way if he hits me with Sabrina, I can just discard the fossil. So I'm going to completely snipe down his fossil right now. This combo is so disgusting. Garchomp on turn 2 and already sniping down his fossil. So if he... Best case scenario for him is he has Lucario and he's already pushing 60. Which would put me to 90, so I definitely have at least like 3 more turns. I also run Double Lily, so there's a chance that I can even start healing my Garchomp up. So he does have a Lucario. Once again, I'm just going to start sniping down Marshadow though. Because the 100 from Marshadow is a bigger threat than this Lucario can do. And I do top deck the Lily, that's huge. That should probably seal the game completely. I'm just going to snipe down the Marshadow. And let's say he plays a different basic Pokemon on the bench and puts the energy on that instead of the Marshadow. I can just come in with the 100 to finish the Lucario. I need to set it up so that in the event he puts 1 energy on the Marshadow, I'm finishing it off before it can ever do its 2 energy attack onto me. So he does place the energy on Marshadow, so that means I have to finish that off next turn. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun on this deck. It's super aggressive. I've noticed that there is definitely some games where I whiff and don't draw the Garchomp or Rare Candy, but for the most part you're able to get at least Garchomp or Rampardos down pretty early in most games. You definitely have good chances of winning nearly every game. Darkrai Giratina definitely feels like a harder matchup. But to be fair, I haven't faced many of those, so maybe it's just a low sample size that I'm basing that on. For some reason he's taking a lot of time playing his turn. So he's using red. That pushes 80. But in a world where he has second red, he can actually kill my Garchomp next turn. I can probably just do 100 to Lucario now and then finish off the Marshadow with, well, Rampardos next turn, I guess. I was going to say Cranidos. Even if I didn't have the Rampardos top deck, my Cranidos was going to be finishing off the Marshadow next turn. It didn't really matter what I did that turn. The game's over. There's nothing he can really do here. But he's still running the standard Sudowoodo, Lucario, Rampardos deck. I definitely think he should probably upgrade to the more modern Garchomp deck, which a lot of people have moved on to. I think this deck's a lot more aggressive. And I get to close out the game nice and quickly. GG. Going first into a fighting matchup. I'm going to assume it's the mirror matchup. And yep, it is. Everyone's playing Garchomp right now. You're much more likely to see a Garchomp deck over Rampardos Lucario. Would consider using Iono right now. I have Gabite coming down next turn. I have Rare Candy in hand. But the thing is, I really need to find Rare Candy and Garchomp and Professor's Research. I am thinking really hard about using Iono right now. I think I'm going to use Iono. I think that's my decision. Mainly for Professor Research or Garchomp. Yeah, so I ended up picking up the full Rampardos line, which is pretty decent. The reason this is so important is because next turn, if he has Rare Candy into Garchomp, he could one-shot the fossil, so it is important that I can evolve here. So he's on 3 cards. He doesn't have Research. I still think it's really unlikely that he has Rare Candy into Garchomp right now. Let's see if he has it. Okay, so he top decks Research. That increases his odds quite a bit. And he does have it. Okay. Yeah, I don't really think there was much I could have done differently this game. Just one of those games where it comes down to whoever gets their Garchomp online first. I think I'm going to Communication away the Garchomp, hoping for my second Gabite. We're hoping for Gabite here. Not Gabite. Damn it, actually gave me what I asked for, but I meant to say Gibble. Damn it, game. Let's see, he's putting me to 50, and if I attack, I will die. But I do have 2 Lily and 1 Giant's Cape in the deck. But when I see the Rampardos come down, that means it's game over. I can't beat this, so I will concede. GG. I'm going first against an electric deck. Most likely some sort of Oricorio deck. Okay, so he's running Pachirisu EX. For starters, he's most likely running at least 3 or 4 tools. That's something to consider. Then the question is he pairing it with any Pokemon, or is he playing Pachirisu 18? I'm going to drop 1 fossil for sure. I'm just trying to think if I want to save the other fossil in hand or drop it. It mainly comes down to, am I scared of Mars or Red Card, or am I more scared of Iono? And I think the answer is that I'm more scared of Mars or Red Card in a deck like this. I don't really see him using Iono in a Pachirisu EX deck, whereas Red Card or Mars would be more likely. So he is running Oricorio Pachirisu. So probably 2 Oricorio, 2 Pachirisu. I've seen people pairing it with Pikachu EX, Baby Pachirisu. This is probably the best combo of the deck though. Just Oricorio and Pachirisu EX only. So luckily we are super effective against this guy. So as long as he doesn't have healing, we are 2-shotting him. He opts to put the Poison Barb on the back Pachirisu. So I just need to kill 1 Pachirisu and 1 Oricorio, that's all I need to do. You have to remember that weakness doesn't apply on the bench though, so if I do 50 to Oricorio, it's only going to do 50, it won't kill it. Just trying to think if I want to use Iono right now. I also have to consider my opponent's hand when making this decision. I am going to use it because ultimately these two cards are kinda useless. I'm hoping to find Research. Okay, Lily is big. Lily is definitely big. Oh yeah, when I was yapping earlier, Garchomp can't even damage Oricorio anywhere. So completely nullify everything I said about doing 50 to Oricorio. You cannot damage Oricorio with an EX. Even when it's on the bench. So he is running Pikachu EX. Probably only one copy if I had to guess. But I am going to need to pick up Rampardos at some point to be able to deal with this Oricorio. The fact that he has no healing means I am dealing with this Pachirisu right now. The question is, do I want to use Lily or do I want to use Research right now? In a world where he's running Mars, I get punished really hard for Research here, but I need to find Cranidos as quickly as possible, so... Now he's going to put Oricorio forward so that he can't lose, and I'm just going to maybe snipe... Probably Pikachu. And then just keep healing to get above the 80 or the 150 threshold. Although he is probably running one red in his deck, so not even 170 will be safe. I do run one Giant's Cape for that though. Second Rare Candy instantly wins me the game. What if I retreat into Gible right now? Then he kills it. Yeah, if I retreat into Gible, he just kills it. I guess I'm just going to do 52 Pikachu. If I get Cyrus at any point, I can pull that in and finish it. So my Gabite will only be able to do 50 to Oricorio. However, that could potentially be a route to winning the game. Because he can... Oh, so he is running red. I have plenty of turns though, I'm not too worried just yet. I have plenty of turns to deal with that Pikachu. And Cranidos instantly wins me the game because now I can retreat into Cranidos for the kill. Yeah, this fighting Garchomp Rampardos deck destroys all electric decks. Anything that runs Oricorio just gets destroyed in my opinion. And GG.